The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Monday, November 20th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is offering new users a $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes! Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Monday, November 20th. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here because I have a large amount of shit talking coming your way, folks. I was on fire this morning, absolute fire. Now I got to be honest, I did cool off at night. Still a winning day for Dundee. I know that can't be said for everybody, but don't worry. We're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna have some fun because I just had a couple really good plays. Like I said, I think I started off the day 5 or 6-1 for my second loss. Now did cool off a little bit towards the night, but we're here to bring it to you all, folks. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Dant, Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Yes, I was hit by lightning earlier today. All right. Kind of cooled off a little after that, but I definitely had some heat going. 4 o'clock slate. I was buying fucking margaritas for everybody. All right. Hung out. Shout out to Andrew in the chat. Threw us $5, folks. Every little bit of help. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody out there. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna talk all about a certain couple money line plays that your boy Dundee had. But first, I'm joined by my co-host. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and good old Frank Martin, host of the Big 12 College Experience, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Line Mac. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? Another day, another week in the books. Things are about to really heat up here this week. I was looking at the slate tomorrow. I mean, for East Coast people, 5 o'clock happy hour. You got Gonzaga and Purdue. Are you shitting me? Feast week is here, baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah. My wife's like, so wait, there's games this entire week, right? I remember last year, trying to get you to do shit. And I was like, yeah, I can't. I know I'm home, not working on Thanksgiving, but and I might be going to that Michigan State Arizona game. Think the newest update is we're going. We'll see. My wife's pregnant, so you know how shit changes.
Pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, well, we're gonna recap. We're gonna recap it all. All right, but before we do that, want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Bet365. Yes, Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook, trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. They got props, they got sides, they got totals, they got live betting. Yes, Bet365 has you covered. And if you like boost, you're going to love Bet365's 30% profit boost on your same game NFL parlays. Plus, they even have an early payout offer if your team goes up 17 points. Sign up today and choose from 2 bonus offers. Jeez, I can't even talk. Either a $1,000 no sweat bet or bet $5. Get $150 in bonus bets. Just head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. Look, I mean, problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Jeez, I need some more whiskey. Hang on. I've been running around all day. Watched the day games. Nighttime, moved into a new house, had to do the fucking Home Depot experience. You ever try to get help at Home Depot? About one of the fucking most challenging things, right? I actually worked at Home Depot for like 2 weeks. Classic story. I got fired for taking their honesty test, for failing their honesty test. It was pretty classic. This is like 20 years ago, but they used to have this honesty test. Well, so I started working a few like days training, and they're like, "Hey, you know, we have to get you to pass this certification and this. All of our employees do it." And this is gonna sound really stupid. So I'm at work. This is like probably 1998 or some shit, 90, somewhere around there. And you know, I go to take this test. They kind of sprung it on me. They're like, "Hey, you haven't got your certification yet. Go take this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." My manager's like, "Colby, all you have to do is answer honestly. All right. And you're good. All right. Which is just so you know our security policy here and stuff." Well, I start taking the test, and like I think on question like 3 or 4, they were like, if you see if you see a coworker stealing $1 out of the cash register, do I report it? And I'm like, is this a fucking mind game here? Because I'm like, first off, who the fuck is just gonna take $1? If you're gonna take it, you're gonna take like fucking I would assume like $100 bill instead of $1 bill. But then I was like, wait a second. This is they're fucking with me, right? This is an honesty test thing. So I got to be honest to myself. If I'm going to be honest to myself, I'm not going to report someone that steals $1 because that's not my fucking job. Am I doing security? Right? So I said, no. Boom. I failed right there. The guy fucking tells me I can't work there that day after I failed that. He tells me, Colby, all I had to do was answer honestly. And I said, no, fuck you. I did answer honestly. As far as I'm concerned, everyone working here is a fucking liar. All right. Because they were giving up. You think they're going to rat you out over $1? No bullshit. I called Pepsi Challenge on every fucking employee here. Anyway, I got fired from Home Depot. It's great. I worked like a nice 3 days. It was pretty hilarious though, because me working the 3 days, I did have multiple friends of mine hit me up and asked if I could hook them up with a roof. So I was there 3 days. He's like, you work at Home Depot? Think you can hook me up with a roof? Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's recap some games. But Home Depot, go work at Home Depot, or you have to lie to pass the honesty test. All right, folks. Game one from today. Didn't have any action on it, but the Wyoming Cowboys got it done 78-71. We were on Wyoming, but we just didn't bet it. I didn't watch this game. Did you?
A little bit. Wyoming actually had a pretty good showing there in the tournament. I know they dropped the first one to St. Louis, but 2-1 coming out of there. I think they'll take that any day of the week, with wins over Charleston and Furman too. Yeah,
they got destroyed in the portal too. So I think to have that early season, I tell you, Linder can coach, man. He can coach.
I thought you were going to say Lindenwood.
Lindenwood, they need to hire him. That would be perfect. Linder working at Lindenwood. Yeah. Oakland and Drake. I do believe I was incorrect. Saved by the Hook. Saved by the Hook. Didn't bet this game, but Oakland covered by a half point. I didn't. I started. I'll tell you where I started watching, but I didn't watch that game. Did you?
No. But good win for Drake. Sets up a good test tomorrow with Stephen F. Austin that we'll get into.
Yeah. Utah Valley. My Utah Valley squad got it done. Shit, I started the day 3-0, just not on my bets. 4-0 because Holy Cross beat IUPUI and covered. So I was like, I was on top of I'm a fucking genius. No, but then my first bet, Georgia plus the points. I lost. I watched this game. I kind of feel like I should have covered this. Georgia had a halftime lead. They let it get off the rails late. What'd you make of this one?
No, this is brutal. If you had 5.5 like we did, they're down 1 with a minute left, and then they couldn't score, and Providence made their free throws. Good bounce back for Kim English. I know they had the dust up Friday night. But yeah, good win. Georgia leaves their 0-2, 3 losses already on the year.
Brian Sanders, the Georgia Bulldog fan, told us not to bet Georgia. He was right. I was wrong. And yeah. But
I feel like it was the right side though.
Yeah. But we did bet in the North Texas Mean Green, and they won by 25.
Yep.
Let's go. I mean, they held Towson to 39 points. What great defense the Mean Green were doing there. I was shocked by this outcome. Clemson beat the piss out of Boise State. I didn't bet this game, but okay. I thought Boise was solid this year. Clemson wins by 18? Yeah. Something like that. That's a nice win. What'd you make of this one?
They're solid. Clemson's got a good team. Brad Brownell, he's really got that thing going ever since they basically were ready to fire his ass last year. I actually ended up coming on Boise last minute and betting it. I ate shit on this. It was a tight game, and then Clemson went on a big run around the 10-minute mark. So good win for the Tigers.
Yeah, and I see the chat's already talking about this. Why did we not bet Iowa State?
It was such a big number.
Why?
Man, they could cover 4 big ones in a row, and damn, they did. Iowa State's beating the shit out of bad teams. I'll say that.
Dude, they drill these teams.
I know.
They drill these teams. We need to be on that. But anyway. So look, 1-1. I hit on North Texas, lost on Georgia, but then the Manhattan Jaspers. Oh, plus 4.5. Oh, plus what was that? 140 or something on the money. I don't know. I got to pull up my sheet. I hit it on the money line too, though. Boom! Jaspers take down Central Connecticut State. Who the fuck are they to be favored? Let's go. You were on this too, right?
Yeah, wrong team favored.
Yeah, easy play there.
Yeah.
Easy play. I regret not betting UConn minus the points. I feel like you guys did. I didn't. I took UConn. I just didn't bet. I didn't bet that game. Should have bet that game. What'd you make of this game? They fucking drilled them, dude.
Yeah, they're good, and Indiana's got some holes. So I locked the UConn last night. I never really felt like they weren't going to cover. Easy, big one with Texas tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, dominating performance against Indiana. Indiana's. I don't know about Indiana this year. Prairie View beat UT Martin outright. PV can play, man.
PV's got a couple wins this year.
Yeah. They could play, man. They were a darling for me last year, covering at least. We should have locked up UMBC. They beat the piss out of Loyola. I know we picked it correctly, but we should have locked it up. We didn't. And then there happened to be a moment where we might have had where the fuck is my sound drop? We might have had a lock battle. Me and Noah Bieniek. Where are you, Noah? Hop out from behind the fucking scenes. Yeah. Step right up. All right. We got a producer picking winners with Dundee.
Oh, I don't know about that. Picking winners.
Well,
Wasn't
Miami,
this like a 5-point game with 2.5 minutes left? How did EIU not cover this damn game? They suck.
It wasn't really that close with 5 minutes left. I don't think they were up pretty good most of the game.
13-point halftime lead, buddy.
Yeah,
I didn't sweat with my Miami, Ohio Red Hawks. Just cruising on in. Travis Lexington Steele getting a big dub. I can't believe you locked up EIU, buddy.
They came through for me the other night.
Against Coppin State.
It was a 5-point game with 2 minutes left. I got it up 69-64. You guys are acting like they got drilled. They just went scoreless the last 2 minutes. Jackass.
13-point halftime lead, man. They fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. You wake up, you wake up, get back on the right side of the road, and boom.
They never led in the game. They were down by 19 at one point, Mac.
You're down 5 with 2 minutes left. And
fell asleep at the wheel. That's what happens. And then they woke up.
You can say you should have won, but it was definitely a sweat. I mean, when it's a 9-point line and it's a 5-point game with 2 minutes left.
Was it a 9-point line? I got it at -7.5.
Yeah, I think
it closed at 9. I was a square. I was feeling good last night. I forgot to bet that game. I bet it this morning.
Trust me, I got to come in here and I got to get all my touting out of the way. I got to sell my $120 mega whale shark feast week package for next week. All the great college basketball games. Because
you're loading up on the fucking Sharks.
I had my one win here in my 1-9 total day. I got to tout my one win, and I got to put out all of my picks. $120 package.
1-9.
I went 1-9 today, so I got to sell my package here on this game right here. It's not like I don't put out my picks for free. It's not like you can view everything.
Way to get me.
It's not like you can view everything online. I know there's a lot of shit talkers in the chat right now. I sell my picks like $120 next week at Feast Week.
Your problem is you're not locking up enough games. You got to lock up 30.
I locked up 9 yesterday, and I even took a money line. Like
that actually was like your record.
Yeah, like I actually bet quite a bit. I was rolling. Like this is my second losing day of the entire season. So have to show my face. Tout my win. Hold on. Go back in my hole.
Speaking of that, someone hit me up yesterday on the YouTube, and I want to. Antonio Malone, shout out to Antonio Malone. He goes, "Yo, we have to listen to you brag for 2 hours when you hit, man. Let us hear your losses." Look, I would have gladly. I would have. He's right. He's right. But I would have gladly addressed. I would have gladly addressed my losses last night if I wasn't doing a 2-hour college football show. So just know, if I ever lose or win for the next month on a Saturday, I'm not gonna react, because a 2-hour college football show.
You got two more this week, 12 or whatever, and then conference championship week. So
Chad G.
No,
thank you, Chad G.
CFP also
helping out my bankroll.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
But anyway, I mean, come on. I mean, we've been doing this shit for years. There was days I was fucking horrible. I'll own it. All right. Own it all day. All right. And
for the record, like I think it gets into my head. Like I look at the tally site rankings each week and I'm near the top. We were talking about this last year, like Monday through Friday, Noah's dominating. Then Saturday, when it's a 150 game slate and he's got 15 locks, all of a sudden he tanks in the rankings, and I don't get in that tally site tweet the next week.
Sounds like Patty C talking over there. Much love to the great Patty C. Yeah,
he's not gonna have any money to fill up the LeBaron, baby.
Yeah. This is where LeBaron. This is where you just you keep
just
it.
Sell it.
Yeah. No. You just put out the photos to the girls. Just say, see that LeBaron? It's all mine. I'll pick you up next week. All right, not this week. I got to do some shit, handle some personal shit. The LeBaron's getting a tune-up. Shout out to the whole chat. Miami, Ohio. Me and Noah Bieniek won a lock battle. I did not go 1-9. I actually had a winning night, and I'm here to talk shit about it. All right, but hey, we will have losing nights. I love the shit talking, because once again, I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, but if I knew every fucking pick, I wouldn't fucking be talking to you. All right, I'd be on an island with a fucking cocktail in my hand, with not a worry in the world, and I wouldn't care about you. Right?
I will say,
what?
Like, it's going to get old, me counting how many losing days I have during the season, but I'm going to enjoy it while I know the number in my head. But I also know the number in my head of how many like haters come into my mentions on Twitter. It's only 2. Only been 2 days so far this year.
Oh, we got to get more than that. I love the haters. I love getting a fuck you. All right. I love getting a special fuck you. Oh, Rob Donaldson donating 25 for the LeBaron, Noah.
Fill up the tank, baby.
There you go. That you're gonna put a gun rack on that fucking thing, right? Let's go. Yeah. Shout out to Miami, Ohio for covering. Next up, SIU Edwardsville got drilled by South Bama. They were your boys. Are they still your boys?
Yeah, and people were giving me shit for taking them a 4th straight game. Hey, 3-1. You know, I'm disappointed they did not come through today. It didn't have any legs. You know, they must have been out on the night, out on the town, had some fireball shots, some Jaeger bombs. A little flat today for the Edwardsville Cougars.
Yeah. Weber State Colgate. That was a good one. Colgate gets it done 57-55. Huge. That's a huge win for Colgate. This was in like Newfoundland, Canada or some shit, but a huge win there for the toothpaste. What did you make of this one?
Yeah, Colgate needed this game. I mean, Colgate started the week earlier. They were up by 30 or 25 at Syracuse. Should have won that game. Then got drilled by Yale, and then bounced back. Gardner Webb and Weber State. Good week for Colgate altogether.
Yeah, nice win there. Your boy Dundee stayed red hot. You know why? Because Mississippi State drilled Northwestern 66-57. Chris Jans, when are you guys gonna start following me on this Hail State team? Maybe it's my friend, rest in peace, Mike Leach. He's just channeling. He's channeling money into my pocket. Mississippi State's legit, dude.
Yeah,
where's Noah?
Score.
Yeah, where's Noah? Let's talk a little Hail State basketball.
Why am I getting dragged in here?
I think you were a hater on Mississippi State. Now I know it's a long season.
It's a long season,
but Chris Jans, it's got them, I think, looking like one of the better SEC teams.
Yeah, they're definitely up there. They're definitely top half, maybe top 5. I don't know. I got to look more into the SEC. We'll know more after this upcoming week with all these other teams playing in big time tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, claiming that they're one of the better SEC teams when we're not in SEC play, and they've played the likes of Tennessee Martin and North Alabama.
Wait. They beat Arizona State and Northwestern. Who is Arkansas beat? Who is Arkansas beat right now?
I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
it's an early season.
LSU lost to fucking no.
13-0 last year. Buddy. They were undefeated throughout non-con, and then
you can't. But dude, we're talking about college basketball this season right now. LSU has a loss, right? Vanderbilt lost to fucking Presbyterian. Arkansas lost to Greensboro. Florida hasn't looked great, right?
Florida just beat the shit out of the Seminoles that you were.
They have a loss, though. Is my point. My point is they have a fucking loss. You cannot tell me we're covering college basketball this year. Mississippi State has passed the test against 2 Power 5s. How many other teams have played 2 Power 5s in the
3.
SEC?
They've played 3.
Who's the third? Who am I forgetting?
Arizona State, Wazoo, and Northwestern.
Oh, that's right, Wazoo. Yeah, I'm just saying. Right now, they look pretty fucking good.
They do. You got to think what? Probably at the top tier, the top 3 have got to be what? Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. Then
Tennessee would definitely be number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Right now,
Kentucky's look pretty damn good.
I think Mississippi State can beat Kentucky. I think they can beat Kentucky.
The difference here, Rob Donaldson, he goes, wait, no, I can't say it's an early season when he gives me shit about Indiana every week. Ooh. Indiana's looked like shit with Wright State, Army, and Florida Gulf Coast. Like Mississippi State hasn't looked like shit against non-conference.
I'm just saying a lot of the SEC has some bad losses.
And Indiana was not even in that game with UConn today. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I agree. Like every conference has a couple of bad losses. So Mississippi State avoiding that and doing that without their best players, pretty impressive. I'll give you
and
that.
Having 3 Power 5. I don't think most teams have played 3 Power 5s.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So you got to reward that. Even if Arizona State ends up being ass or Wazoo ends up being ass, Northwestern, it's the Big Ten, so they'll probably win the Big Ten. But, anyway. Lindenwood. Holy shit.
Lindenwood.
Dude, this Lindenwood team, I have a hard time getting a read on Lindenwood. When I watched them, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, they look like shit. William and Mary, they suck. How did they lose these games like left and right? What'd you make of this one?
But William and Mary had been playing good basketball last week. That's what's the crazy thing. They beat American by 20. They almost beat George Washington. But Lindenwood, I'm not going to try and figure them out. They were fucked up last year. I remember them.
Well, your boy took Stephen F. Austin on the tally site. I didn't bet this game, but Kelly LePepe got drilled. Stephen F. Austin's good, buddy. I know you ate shit on this one. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, so I actually did not see the second half. I know Loyola was up early, but then, Stephen F. I mean that's a good win. Loyola's a quality team. Stephen F. 3-1 on the year now, and they got a big one tomorrow against Drake, which we'll preview. I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah, and I did eat a big old bag of shit with Northern Kentucky getting drilled by 24. We knew this line smelled. Sometimes you dive into the stink. I lost a bunch of money here. Your thoughts on the Bearcats now that they're in the Big 12? Smooth sailing.
Yeah, some of these Big 12 teams, the newcomers, have looked really good so far. So BYU's rolled, Cincinnati's played well. Obviously, Houston's really good, and UCF. I mean, they're work in progress. Yeah,
Northeastern. Well, where's my theme music? We believe that they're going to rebound. Look, I took Northeastern. Fuck you guys. All right. I got some DMs on this. East Carolina sucks. I took Northeastern on this very show. And don't worry. November. March is a month for East Carolina. All right. You can look at our football program. We didn't even fucking score a point in Annapolis. Our athletic director should be fucking the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. All right. The Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, I mean, this is an embarrassing loss, but this is what happens. This is East Carolina basketball in a nutshell over the past since fucking Blue Edwards. Well, what do you make of this outcome here?
ECU, a team that we kind of were high on was Schwartz in year number 2. Bad week though, bad couple days against Upstate and Northeastern. But hey, you know what's the best part about college basketball? You're right back on the saddle tomorrow. Georgia Southern's coming to town.
Yeah, I mean. It's a Barnes hire. I don't like that. All right.
You're supposed to be good in November then.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
This could be really bad, actually.
All I'm saying is I got the fucking pick right. Yeah. All right, if you're going to shit on me on one that I get wrong. I'm joking. I'm an ECU fan, so you can shit on me. Georgia State, Little Rock. I laid it with the Panthers. Got it done. Fade Darrell Walker at all costs. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right there. Ryan Hasty knows. Folks, youtube.com/the college experience. Watch this show. But yeah, Georgia State, I was on the right side of that. I did take Queens plus the points. I believe we lost by a half a point, if memory serves me correct. Thought it was 9.5, right? Drexel won by 10. Didn't bet this game, but what'd you make of the Dragons? Queens kind of sucks this year.
Queens is kind of taking a year 2 slump here. So Dragons needed that win desperately. Dropped that tough one to Temple earlier in the week. So good win for Drexel.
Rob saying Queens probably should have won the game outright. Perhaps. I didn't watch this game, so you would know better than I. So moving along. Tennessee Tech, we were spot on, dude. We should have bet this. I tweeted this one out.
Yeah, I locked it up on the picks page.
Oh, there you go. Moneyline Mac. Moneyline Mac in the in-state battle road with the Golden Eagles against Chattanooga. Got the cover. There was one of us, and it wasn't me, that locked up Quinnipiac, the Aqueduct. Hi.
Albany.
What were my thoughts last? I thought I nailed this. I've been doing this show 5, 6, 7 years, some shit like that, and Quinnipiac is always a mystery team to me. There's been times where I watch them and I go, hey, you know what? They're not bad. And it carries over years. It's not like, certain teams change. I feel like Quinnipiac for the past 5 to 6 years that we've been handicapping every fucking game. I can never understand exactly Quinnipiac. That's why I stay away. Noah, what happened here and your thoughts?
They should have lost the game. I mean, they were trailing basically the entire second half. It was just terrible.
Albany was good today.
I mean, I ate shit all over the board, so it was just a bad pick.
I heard a rumor that Moneyline Mac ended up betting the Great Danes. Is that true?
Let's go, yeah, because I was like, this line fucking reeks. Yeah, let's go, Albany.
Is that true, Noah?
That rumor came across on the Twitter timeline. I mean, like,
the picks page. That's why you plug the picks page.
This was not a lock battle on the stream. And at the time, I was like feeling all high and whatnot. Like, my shit don't stink. I haven't lost an official lock battle to these guys. The chat thinks I'm like 6-0 on lock battles. So let's go.
Ponzi scheme over there.
Until later on in the day. But I'm just saying, like, is that? Have we always done that? Have you guys always
what's
done
that classic line in Tommy Boy? What the American public doesn't know is what makes them the American public. What the chat doesn't know is what makes them the chat, right?
Yeah. Have you guys always considered it a lock battle? If you lock battle it after the show, like I don't remember that from last year.
I mean, look, as long as it's
like
honest,
officially on stream.
Yeah. Well, are you saying you would have backed away? Are you saying you would have backed away if you locked it up?
No. I would have said it was official, and I would have acknowledged it. If Max calling out the propaganda from the chat, boosting up my lock battle record, I'm calling out that this is like an artificial asterisk.
They're making up lines over there in the chat.
I don't know. All right, let's move along. Elon covered against Winthrop. Wait a second. Did Noah lock up Winthrop here?
This was another shitty.
I told you this Elon team is solid, man. They're solid. I took the points with the Phoenix. Now they didn't win, but Elon is better than last year's Elon. If that means anything. Yeah.
Not much, but yes, they are improved.
What I'll say is, like, Elon jumped out to a big lead, and it was like, oh my God, this is the one where like it's all gonna fall downhill. Winthrop, like they came back, and I mean, they honestly they had a big second half, I thought, to make the cover at least like within reach, but this one was never really a cover either. Again, ate shit a lot tonight.
You know what we should? I need to trust my instinct more. My instinct told me to lock up Cornell against Fullerton. I didn't bet it. Cornell drilled them by 18 points.
I know. It was a Courtney Love game.
But we did have a little battle again. 2-0 on lock battles against old Moneyline Mac here. As the Miami Hurricanes fucking drilled Kansas State. The final score is even deceiving to me. When are you going to give these Hurricanes their proper respect, buddy? Ignore the fact they're in the talented. ACC. They went to the fucking Final Four last year, right? They are legit. Jimmy Larinaga, Hall of Fame coach in my mind. What'd you make of this one? And how does it feel to you're on a cold streak against your boy Dundee here on these lock battles? But how you doing?
Well, I'll say Miami, when they're making shots, are really, really good, but sometimes they run that cha-cha-cha and they go cold. So today, Nigel Pack was not fucking missing anything. I mean, the one shot he made falling out of bounds, he ended up at the freaking sidebar, and it still went in. So, I mean, yeah, Miami looked like a team that coasted on Friday against Georgia. They were fresher. K-State looked like they were in a drag-it-out fight against Providence. I think they were 2 for 24 from 3. Could throw it in the ocean. So, bad pick. Never had a chance. Although they did fight at the end, I thought they might be able to back.
I know, dude. I was like, get the fuck out of here with this.
They didn't deserve it. They were dog shit all day. They got to get some of those guys back too.
Yeah. Yale beat Gardner-Webb in overtime. Man, this running Bulldog team is good. almost knocked off Yale, and I'm impressed by Yale. What'd you make of this one? Overtime loss, by the way, folks. If you didn't catch this, Yale won by 1 in overtime.
Yeah, no, this was a good little event that they had there between Yale, Gardner-Webb, Weber State, and Colgate. 2 or 4 quality mid-major teams. I enjoyed watching those 4 teams play a round robin. So all those teams, I look forward to backing them going forward.
Yeah. LSU Wake Forest. I watched this whole game. It's a pretty good game. In overtime. Yeah, Wake Forest got bailed out because they fouled LSU with like 6 seconds left. And the refs deemed LSU called a timeout like right before. I mean, LSU still won the game, but this game was pretty wild. LSU wins in overtime. I was on the wrong side of this as a pick. I didn't bet this. Noah, what you bet Wake Forest here?
Yeah, I bet Wake. I didn't watch a ton of this. This was also going on while I was watching the Lions game. We actually have a fun and good NFL team for once, so I was watching that game most of this. But for me, like I bet on Wake knowing that they would have a better backcourt. I don't think I came away from this game thinking that's not true. I mean, Salas dropped 22, Hildreth 18, Carr 17, and even Kevin Miller dropped 19. So I don't really know how Wake Forest lost this game. I didn't watch it, but they were trailing the entire way.
I made a note that I think LSU is better than what we realized too. I know me and you did the SEC preview. Mac, you were out that episode, but I think LSU could give. I just talk shit about them a second ago, but at the same time, they did lose to Nichols, but I do think they could be better than what we realize in SEC play.
We wrote him off because that stud point guard they were bringing in, I forget his name. I'm going to find it right now, but he didn't get that waiver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe we wrote him off too early.
They had a good weekend. I mean, going 2-1, and they should have beat Dayton. I mean, they gave that game away. So
it's
good
true.
Weekend for the Tigers.
Yeah. We ate shit. This was a system play, and I have no shame in losing a system play bet. Texas only won by 1 against Louisville. This is a system play. Texas looks like ass. Yeah. They still won. Max Asmus hit a game winner. This game was in MSG. I still am going to play the system. When I say system play, folks, that means you play it all year, and you're going to end up on top. Fade Louisville every fucking game. All right? I'm okay with it right now. I lost. Move along. Your thoughts on this game, though, because someone that, we kind of thought Texas could win the Big 12. I mean, we thought Kansas would win the Big 12, but we thought Texas could be like right there with them. Yeah. What do you make of this Texas Longhorn team?
So they had a lot of staff turnover. A bunch of the staff went with Chris Beard over to Ole Miss. They don't look like they have an identity at all right now. They just got a bunch of pieces that don't really know what they are. And this is when you question how good a coach is Rodney Terry. So it's still early, but they look like dog shit. They haven't covered a game yet this year, and honestly, they haven't even been close to covering a game either.
Yeah, and I know Rob's talking about Louisville's going to be this year's Chicago State, perhaps.
They might be, man. They're playing pretty good basketball, actually.
Maybe we ignore the system play then.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
I don't know. I got to pay attention to this, but
they got Indiana tomorrow.
Ooh, I like
that's a backable spot too.
I like it.
They're 2-0 ATS in their last 2. That's all I'll say there. And I bet the one against Coppin State, but I also took Coppin State money line. And then this one, Texas. Last night, you guys tried to drag me in here, and I just did not feel good about it. So
I have no problem with it losing money there.
Yeah,
no problem with losing money there.
Louisville is a dumpster fire, and even still, like they're taking this as a emotional victory, or I don't know what you want to call that.
You know what it's like is Mike Loxley against a good team. Okay, Mike Loxley covered against Michigan. Compare it to football. Maryland covered against Michigan, but I've made so much money fading Mike Loxley in big games.
Yeah.
It's a write-off.
Yeah.
What does he say inside? Just write it off. Where's it go? They just write it off. What's up?
I mean, some people might jump in backing Louisville tomorrow, like after this. They look good against Texas, and now Indiana, they look like shit. I mean, Louisville just had a heartbreaking loss on a Max Asmus game winner. I mean, we saw what happened with Ohio State the next year. They came back and they were not the same. We've already seen this with somebody. And Kenny Payne, you're going to put money on him coming off of that kind of loss. I don't know.
Good point. Shout out to Kyle Smith and Washington State. They drilled Rhode Island. Glad I didn't bet this one. I thought about it. 21-point win. Nice win for the Cougs. Yeah. What'd you make of this one, Mac?
That was a good bounce back for the Cougs coming off the Mississippi State loss. So good showing there to get Rhode Island and get out of there with a win.
Omaha covers against Air Force. Omaha, let's go.
I locked this on the picks page.
Oh,
I was like, we talked about it last time. I'm like, it's fucking Air Force can't lay a big number.
I didn't bet it, but Mac did. Shout out to that.
Disgusting.
But I did. Did you see this number creep the fuck up? Western Michigan, Ohio State.
I did. Yeah, I did. I thought that was weird. I'm glad I was staying away.
Oh, I took it because it crept up. Western Michigan covered. Was it 23 or some shit when it closed at?
Yeah.
I just don't think Ohio State's any good. And that's another thing. Back to our Big Ten one.
Big Ten's interesting, man. That middle of the Big Ten is so wide open.
It's interesting or just not interesting. Like this is.
I mean, it's always going to be interesting because they are going to get some teams that'll play themselves into the dance. You can make a case for pretty much anybody. They're all bubble teams.
I mean, I guess I didn't watch this game, but Rob says Ohio State was up 37 at one point. Well, either way, I fucking covered. But
I like in past years, Michigan or not Michigan. God damn it, the Big Ten has had very good continuity, and they knock off a lot of the out of conference high major teams, and that is what builds up these resumes. This year, that's not happening.
I mean, Maryland looks awful.
Yeah,
I don't think Illinois has looked particularly good. Yeah. Michigan, I actually think is the one that ahead of schedule for me.
Michigan State's shaky, and
Wisconsin looks like ass. Wisconsin looks like ass. Purdue looks like Purdue. Okay,
they do not have a good out of conference resume. Like everybody's going to give them shit for being like, hey, they get 8 and 9 bids every year. This year, they're only going to get 6, and they're maybe even 5. I think I said that on the preview for the show too. I think they're going to be like an ACC, and then you have Purdue and Michigan State that are competing in the Elite Eight. I really do.
But the problem is they should probably only get 2 this year. Anyway,
give it to the Ivy.
Yeah. Fuck, man. You know what game killed me? I mean, I made money. I technically made money. So I had $100 on American plus the points, which hit. Well, I did put $50 on American money line, and God damn it was right there for us. Overtime loss to Georgetown. Yeah. We had this game.
Yeah.
We had this game at what was it? Like the 3-minute mark. AU had a good enough lead where I was like, okay, we got this. Of course not. Ed Cooley by a fucking hair.
Sucks.
Yeah.
They suck again.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I tasted the money line here. This is when I was starting to buy margaritas. You know what I mean? This is the part. Just like, yeah. Whatever. You took DePaul plus 8. I rode San Francisco and I almost locked up San Francisco, but damn it, I didn't. San Francisco wins by 16. The Dons are a solid team this year, man.
Yeah, they are.
After watching St. Mary's again tonight, the Dons, I think, are better than St. Mary's right now. FYI.
Hard to argue. St. Mary's has been god awful so far.
Yeah. And the Dons probably could have beat Grand Canyon. That was a neck and neck game. Utah State drilled Marshall. If you follow the picks page, loaded up on the Aggies here. However, I did eat a bundle of shit on Wofford plus the points. Man,
they got fucked up.
They were only down 10 at half. I thought we were going to get this. But nope.
Sympathy play for Mike Young.
No sympathy play.
Yeah.
But we did win a lock battle against Noah Bieniek. Kennesaw State against Georgia Southern. Whew. By a half a point.
Ugly ass game.
I don't know. Like, the casual fan might not think it was ugly. I mean, this was in the 90s.
I mean,
like,
I'll be honest. After watching this game, even though Kennesaw had a halftime lead, they're a lot closer to what I actually thought. Like, Kennesaw was way better than Southern. I know we hit this bet, Mac, but kind of felt like pulled this one out of our ass.
Yeah. No, entertaining game that came down to the wire. Two below average teams.
Georgia Southern's also without Cam Bryant right now, so that's something to note there.
Good thing I didn't bet this. I think you did. South Florida drilled Northern Iowa. I took Northern Iowa on the picks page, but fuck.
I can't figure South Florida out, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be okay. I think that was just a blemish. I think we jump back on that train. Was surprised Abilene beat the piss out of Fordham the way they did. Held them to just 45 points. Abilene playing tough defense. So, wow. And then we ate a bundle of shit on Portland State against St. Thomas.
That's what we get.
I mean, that's what we get for fading the Tommies.
Yeah. It's disrespectful.
They kicked ass this game too.
They did. They really did. Our boys. You know, it's like it's
a sin.
Just, yeah.
Sorry, Father, I have sinned.
Exactly.
I will not bet against our Tommies again.
I'm going to call my mom tonight and apologize.
I committed a bad deed, Mom. I bet against the Tommies.
I mean, they made us so much money last year. I can't believe we did this. George Mason loses to Charlotte. We didn't bet this, but I took George Mason on the sheet. The Clits are playing pretty good ball, even though their coach left them in May. What do you make of this one? Tony Skin's first loss, by the way.
Yeah, I think the Clits are pretty good. I mean, you look at what they've done. They only got one loss, and it was to Liberty in a game that they hung tough, and we've seen how good Liberty is.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, Liberty -4. This was my biggest bet of the fucking day as far as like for one game with the spread.
This is a sweat.
Oh, this was a legit sweat. I actually think we got very fortunate. We probably shouldn't have covered this game.
Agree.
Oh, man. I mean,
Good
Vermont probably led for what? 80% of this game?
Yeah, I think Liberty finally took the lead at the under 8 and then made their free throws. Those are two really good teams.
Yeah.
Good basketball game.
The good news is, besides me hitting my biggest wager of the day on the Flamin' Libs, the bet that brought in the most amount of money for me. Once again, with the spread, I put more money on Liberty than I did. But in this, I took the spread and I took the motherfucking money line. Slick, Rick, Pitino, and my Johnnies. Where's Noah? Where's my theme music? All right, look. I want you guys to pay close detail. And I know Mac knows this, but this team is going to get so much better. This team, watch out. That's all I'm saying. I think the Big East is a little bit down, right? I felt like watching this. I just know I can trust Rick Pitino to have his team improving every month of the season. Can't do that with a lot of other coaches. I know it's just one win here. They ate shit the first 3 or 4 games covering, but I watched that whole game from start to finish today, and I'm like, that defense. You see that defense? The full court press was fucking with them. The full court press was fucking with them. Pitino's going to figure it out. They're not all the way there yet. And I'm not saying they're going to win the fucking national championship or something. I'm just saying I like my chances of them being a thorn in the side of all these Big East teams for the most part. Obviously, UConn is UConn. I just think they're going to be better each and every week. Each and every week. They might have their occasional fucking folly where they suck.
Yeah.
But I just know I trust Pitino. Hit that money line. Dude, watching that full court press was fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious watching Utah. Yeah, it just looked
Bunch of white kids.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. I was like, they don't know what they're doing. I was explaining it to my wife. It was hilarious. My wife's like, Rick Pitino looks kind of evil. I was like, he is. That's the point. That's why I took him. All right.
Yeah. That's funny.
Mac, I want both your guys' thoughts because I want a lock battle here against Bieniek. Oh, it felt good watching Slick Rick. See, he needed to do more full court press. And you know what was a glaring thing for me? Communication the first 3 or 4 games was really bad. Even the Stony Brook win. I thought Stony Brook got way too many layups. I think I said the same thing against in the Michigan game. Michigan got a ton of easy points. Pitino is starting to fix that, I thought. Starting to fix that. He's going to fix it. Now, like I said, they still might not be like a Final Four good. But to me, if you can fix those easy baskets and make every bucket be earned, you're going to be a pretty good fucking team. Mac, your thoughts?
Yeah, you could tell that Pitino challenged his team. They played a lot harder because they got punked on Friday by Dayton, and they took the fight to Utah. Honestly, watching the game, that was a bad matchup for Utah too. Like you mentioned, slow, unathletic white guys trying to break the press, sped it up. Interested to see how they can do against a team with some athletes, like you said, UConn, Marquette, Creighton, some teams that can match the athleticism. So, but hey, good win for Pitino, and they end up going 2-1 in Charleston. So I guess they'll take that.
If they fix the easy baskets, which I thought was a glaring thing if you watch the first 3 games, they're going to be at least competitive against. They're going to be in it with those other teams, I think. But anyway, Noah, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get a gauge on St. John's. I think this year, they're going to be more of a roller coaster than kind of like a steady growth team. Because I think it's pretty damn close to peak St. John's. They hit 13 threes. They hit 50% of them of 13 of the 26. And Ledlam had struggled in the beginning of the season. He goes out there and he's 4 for 7 from 3.
I still think they can pass the ball better. They're not there with you can tell he took a team of transfers. And I don't want to step on what you were going to say, but I was just saying I thought the communication was better in this, and I thought pressing more was smart, especially against a team like Utah, but it's not there on the offensive side of the ball. They hit those threes, but to me, I want to see them play more unselfishly. But anyway, continue, Noah.
The thing about Utah that I kind of noticed here is, outside of that top 5, they're experienced. They're all seniors. There's some depth concerns with the Utes, I think, because they've got some two trees down low. Once they come out, I don't know what they've gotten. Even the backcourt, they were getting eaten alive all day by that press. So I think there's some things that, Utah looked like world beaters in the first couple of games. There's some questions about this team, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to watch. Michigan State drilled Alcorn State. We didn't bet that, but we would have been on the wrong side had we bet it. Nice win for Sparty. Tom Izzo got a big week. Got a big week ahead of him. I was shocked. I almost bet UT Arlington. I'll be honest. I almost fucking bet on the Mavericks there. They got drilled. Arizona, but once again, Arizona regular season, they're like the Purdue of the fucking West, where they just kill everybody in the regular season. And then they lose in the tournament in the first 2 or 3 rounds. Huge win, though. What'd you make of this one?
Yeah, no, I do like your comparison to Purdue. I think that's a good one. Arizona, though, pulled away. Wow. Put it on them by 45? I did not see that coming.
Yeah. We need to talk about this one because, damn it, I can't believe I didn't bet this game. Mo Williams and Jackson State. Where's Noah? Where's Noah? We didn't lock battle, but I took Mo Williams and Jackson State, and they won outright against Dennis Gate in Mizzou. You locked this one, didn't you, buddy?
No, I did not.
Oh.
But I was going nuts because I was on this Swaction wagon early in the season, and with Alabama State, I tallied up how they are doing out of conference. The last 2 seasons, they are 145 and 116 as of 2 days ago, non-conference ATS. nobody wants to back the SWAC, and there's money in the crumbs. It really is.
Yeah. They've gotten a lot better. They've gotten a lot more athletic.
I also tuned into like the first half hour of the Field of 68 before we jumped in. I love the interviews that they do, and they got Mo Williams. By the way, the Field of 68 just figured out that Jackson State doesn't have a home game until January 6th. Colby and I pointed that out on the preview. But Mo was saying that they were just winded, and in the second halves of games, they would just tire out. I mean, he was saying that they had leads in four half times in the first 5 games. So
that's exactly what I just said the last 3 games about Jackson State. Why I faded them the last 3 games.
Yeah,
but dude, they have a talented roster. They have they have a more talented roster than I think. Noah's eating fucking goobers while he fucking has a conversation. He's just sitting there.
I'm fucking coughing away here in the background. So my bad.
Are goobers good for is that
they were mints, by the way. Mints.
Oh, okay. Definitely raisinets. Folks, I ate a big old bag of shit here. Grand Canyon got smoked by South Carolina, but I'm happy to lose. I mean, I'm not happy to lose this, but I think I was higher on South Carolina than most in the preseason. I like this team. I don't think it's an NCAA tournament team, but I just think they're ahead of schedule. Nice win for the Gamecocks, man. Did you bet Grand Canyon too, right?
Yeah, I thought Grand Canyon was going to be a good spot for them. South Carolina had a hell of a week. I mean, they're 5-0.
Dude, they're good. I thought I heard Lamont Paris talk about this. He's like, year one, I went after like I had the big time freshman, and I didn't go after I didn't go after the veterans in the portal like I should have. I went for just talented guys, and he went for veterans this year. Made sense to me, especially I really like some of those gets, and I'm gonna have fun watching this team this year. Noah, your thoughts on the Gamecocks?
Yeah, I'm going back to that SEC preview. The biggest concern I had with South Carolina is I still thought they were talented, but I mean, the key player to this team, especially offensively, is BJ Mack. I think he's going to be a little undersized in the SEC. We're going to see how that goes, but I mean,
he's
today
crafty
he dropped 27 points.
Dude, he's crafty. You know, he's got a little bit of like Big Baby Davis to him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's a great comparison, but I'm saying like, he's a crafty scorer. I think he can utilize the fact he's undersized.
Yeah. I mean, like you even look at this game against Grand Canyon here, the warning signs for me, he only had 3 boards. So I think it's going to be a concern come conference play, but
don't need a rebound if it's going in.
They're fun.
I'm fucking around. Akron got by the airport by 6.
Close game.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the fuck that spread was. I mean, we didn't bet this, but I know Enrique Freeman. So no, they didn't cover. The airport covered. Ate a bag of shit on St. Mary's. St. Mary's has probably been the team that's cost me the most amount of money this season so far. They got worked, man. The fuck is going on here? We were high on them in the preseason.
Yeah.
They suck right now.
Dumpster fire of the week. I mean, they lost to Weber State before they went to Vegas, and now that was a bad week for them. They got drilled twice in Vegas. 25 by the Aztecs, 17 by the Musketeers today.
San Francisco's better than them right now.
Yeah.
In Vegas, they got outscored 145 to 93 by Xavier and San Diego State.
I know. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
South Dakota State covered against UCF. Mac, I believe you were on the right side of this. I took UCF. We didn't bet this, but the Golden Knights survived by 3.
Jackrabbits are good.
Yeah. I talked about us potentially locking this up. I'm mad that we didn't. Brown covered against USC easily. What'd you make of this one?
Brown's a lot better than people realize as well. They're 1-4, but I feel like their record does not.
It's the same as last year. It's the same as fucking last year, where you watch them
up and down.
They're a hard team to cap too, because times you think they're kind of once again to use the Quinnipiac analogy.
Yeah.
Like, I watched them a lot last year. I even hit with them as like a heavy dog in one game.
Yeah.
But then when they go play the teams that they're supposed to beat, they end up losing. So
New Hampshire. Yeah.
It's a tough. Last year, I thought when I watched Brown, this is like a really athletic Ivy League team. You don't normally see this much athleticism on an Ivy League team. So then I went to go play it all year especially after I hit like what they covered. They hit the money line. They upset somebody. I forget who, but I rode it and then I ate shit. Yeah. And then I ate shit all year, pretty much saying like, no, Brown's good. And then I wouldn't take them and then they would show up. So it's a hard team to understand.
Yeah. Brown beat Bryant last year. And speaking of Bryant, we didn't recap the games from yesterday, but I had a take on this. Like, Florida Atlantic's not used to catching everybody's best punch. Bryant's a very talented team. They have some off-court distractions going on, but you get all those kids' best punch. That's a very talented team. That's why Florida Atlantic lost, and they might have a couple of head scratchers this year, just knowing that, hey, I mean, there's the target on their back, and they're not used to that.
No doubt. That's why we took Loyola Chicago opening night, but Sister Jean couldn't get done for us.
How about this Cal Poly Mustang team just covered for us left and right now, huh? Well, no, we ate shit with them against St. Thomas, but they covered against Cal Baptist, getting it done. We did lose on Kent State against Missouri State too. Okay. Missouri State might be they're a veteran team.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of just thought Kent was a little bit better, but okay. St. Louis, Wichita State drilled them. I was on the right side of this one. I think you were too.
Yeah. Travis Ford sucks.
Dayton and Houston. Mac, you nailed this, right? You nailed this one, Mac. This was a lock battle between you two.
Lock battle, baby. Yep.
What happened here? I didn't watch this game.
Houston controlled it from the beginning.
They took the crowd out of it.
You could tell that Dayton had won 2 emotional games. They kind of St. John's was a empty the kitchen sink type game. They took everything to beat Patino on Friday in front of ESPN crowd and that LSU comeback the day before, while Houston had kind of cruised against Towson. All those jump shots that Dayton been shooting, they were short on everything. They didn't have their legs, and if Houston makes jump shots, they're pretty damn good, and they're going to be hard to beat. And that backcourt's really good. This is a really good team. This is a top 5 team.
Noah?
I'm not that sold on Houston being top 5. Like, I have some questions now after, Utah kind of hang with Houston, and then St. John's beats Utah. I still question whether Houston's played like legit competition so far, especially because I bet this more for fun, and I thought, you know what, they could pull off something out of their ass and win this game outright with the crowd. The crowd never got into it, and the backcourt was eaten alive. I mean, we're talking about 2 kids that were not expected to start, and Kobe Elvis and the other one's Javon Bennett, and combined, they were both 0 for 9 on the night shooting-wise. So, actually, no, that's wrong. It's 1 for 16 shooting-wise. So, I mean, they got eaten alive, and that was kind of the reason why Dayton wasn't in this game. So.
One thing
Houston,
I see that
Houston gets up for the big. I say Houston gets up for these big spots.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll go in cruise control like they did against Towson, but when they get it circled, man, Kelvin Sampson gets them ready to go. They're.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to address with the ECU side of things is they've had multiple players out. Also, they are waiting on a waiver on Cam Hayes, the former NC State Wolfpack player. So part of the preseason talk on the Pirates, but also Brandon Johnson's been out, and that was a key player for them. So, and then I mean, there's actually a third player out too, but I don't believe he's as big of a thing. But still, no excuses. You shouldn't fucking lose to fucking Northeastern. Anyway, 2 other games happened. Lemoyne got drilled by UC Santa Barbara.
Fucking Lemoyne.
I thought Santa Barbara would wake up. Also, San Diego State did win, but did not cover in overtime against the Huskies of Washington. What would you make of that one?
Yeah, frustrating for me because I had San Diego State -6. I think they had a 12-point lead with 5 minutes to go, and then Washington's press just completely bothered the Aztecs, and then San Diego State couldn't make free throws. So went to overtime actually, and San Diego State lucky to be alive or get out of there alive. But hey, they always find a way to win.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks, let's get to picking games because we got a bunch on a beautiful fucking Monday here. Look, but before we do that, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. They got NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, and college football. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in, folks. Mac.
He dropped the ball. He ran to go get a whiskey. So,
okay.
We talked about it pre-show. Both of us actually aligned on the play, by the way. It is Justin Edwards higher than I have to pull it up now.
It's 14.5. I got so Jesse.
No. PRA points, rebounds,
Higher.
and assists.
Oh, 24.5 for
Mac drops the
points,
ball
rebounds, and
runs away during
assists.
the ad. We literally planned it out, but 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Sorry. So he's cashed this against Missouri State and Monmouth, and then Jacksonville State. I mean, that was the game that was probably the most distant between West Virginia and their opponent, and he didn't cash it probably because they didn't call his number as much. Correct, Mac? So now you get a game against SMU. It's going to be their best opponent they've faced all year. Take the higher than 24.5 PRA here.
And folks, we have a brand new sign up. So the thing before we couldn't really track. If you use the promo code TCE SGPN, we will. We're going to enter you in that contest for a college basketball experience sweatshirt. So get on over there. What you do though is you got to pick more than sign up with Underdog and then show us that. Take that screenshot. Show us that. But take the and you can find us the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Or you can find me on Twitter at the Colby D. DM me, show me that. But also, what you do is you pick a minimum of 2 players from at least 2 different teams on their stat projection. But there's a lot of value, and I'm not saying this just to promote. They're our sponsor. No, I'm telling you this because the reality is they really do have awesome shit that I can't find elsewhere, like Tyler Kolek against UCLA tomorrow. Higher or lower on 15.5 points. Mac, what do you think about that one?
Can you repeat that? It was over under.
No, higher or lower on Tyler Kolek for Marquette. You think higher than 15.5 or lower?
Yeah, I like higher than because I think UCLA's inexperience. Kolek should be able to have a good day. I know he's banged up, but I'll still go higher.
I like it. I like the higher too. Remember that game is in Honolulu, not Maui, because unfortunately, all of Maui burnt down. But folks, anyway, check out Underdog Fantasy. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Once again, promo code. TCE SGPN. That's the promo code you got to use, folks. TCE SGPN. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right. Look at those shirts too, folks. What are you doing out there? This guy, folks, youtube.com/the college experience. We got Pick Dundee t-shirts out there. Look, I know all new. We did a study. New gear. You get ass at a much higher rate wearing new gear. But if you wear a Pick Dundee shirt, I don't care what country you're in. You could be in the middle of a fucking war zone. You know what I mean? You could be sitting there, in the middle of World War fucking III. You're wearing a Pick Dundee shirt. You might be on. You could be driving a fucking tank, but the next thing you know, you're gonna be having sex with fucking 3 hot blondes. All right, that's all I'm saying. Boom. All right. That's the way shit happens. All right. They're out there. They're out there. The Blondes and the Pick Dundee t-shirts. And they're over there at the Sports Gambling Podcast store. So just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com, click store, and get yourself some gear. Next thing you know about, you might be driving a fucking battle tank. You might have a whole blitzkrieg behind you. All right. Actually, I don't know if you want that one, but you know what I mean. What are you doing? So,
Colby, do you want to hammer some game balls, and then we'll talk about some MTE futures here for the tournaments tomorrow? Starting tomorrow?
I like that idea. I love that idea. Game ball number one, this episode is going to be 34 hours. We appreciate you, and buckle up, folks. What do you got going on? It's fucking the holidays, all right? Yeah. You're gonna watch fucking Christmas Story again or something? Whatever. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Thanksgiving movie. That's a Thanksgiving movie. Anyway, game ball number one, St. John's. Fuck you, haters out there. It took a while. To get warmed up. All right, but we got it going. Anyway, who's your first game ball, Mac?
I'll give it to Kelvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars. 3 wins in Charleston. Well done today. Dominant from the tip.
Love it. Game ball number 2 for me is going to be the Wyoming Cowboys. I mean, you show up, your whole team gets raided in the portal again, and Jeff Linder, they keep winning, big time winning against Furman. Who's your second game ball?
Let's go to the Harlem Globetrotters, aka Jackson State. They've been on the road since the season started 2 weeks ago. They get it done at Missouri. Shout out to Jackson State, great win tonight.
Huge win. For me, it's Mississippi State. 3-0 against Power 5 opponents. Who's next? Hail State. Ring that fucking cowbell. Who's your third and final game ball?
Yeah, I'll give the ACC and the Miami Hurricanes the roses. Well done. 2 wins in the Bahamas is where they played. They're undefeated and rolling right now. So Miami Hurricanes, my final game ball.
Let's fucking go. All right, look, folks, we have a bunch of tournaments going on this week. All right. So we're going to try our best to, give you some edges, some leans on where you should be betting on. Obviously, the big one is Maui. Should we start with Maui? Does that sound good, guys?
Yes.
Noah? Okay. Let's Maui's, which is in Honolulu. I know it's confusing. This is like the fucking Angels playing in Anaheim, but don't worry. Quickly pulling up the odds right now, but so the odds to win this tournament's fantastic. You got Kansas, you got Purdue, Gonzaga, Tennessee, Marquette, UCLA, and by the way, Syracuse and Chaminade is in, which I'm glad to see that. For the long, you remember for forever, Chaminade was always in this, and then you get these big money TV fucking idiots that tried to exclude Chaminade. I like Chaminade in this mix because they deserve it. All right, they deserve it. It's part of history. Let's honor history, you filthy animals. Mac, I have a feeling you're just gonna say Kansas, but look, the odds, by the way, to win Maui: Kansas at plus 170, Purdue at plus 325, Gonzaga at plus 1,000, Syracuse plus 6,600, Tennessee plus 300, Marquette plus 600, UCLA plus 2,500. What is your favorite lean here, Mac?
I'm obviously going to say Kansas because unlike the other teams, they only have to play 2 real games to win it compared to, I'm definitely Purdue and Gonzaga are out because they could easily both be eliminated tomorrow having to play each other. I would probably let's go Kansas and then sprinkle a little bit on Marquette too. I think because Marquette's is significantly better than UCLA. And then I think if Marquette can get by Kansas, give them the momentum. So I'll take 2 teams on this side, Kansas or Marquette for me.
So it's really all about the bracket, the bracket of how, who's got the path or the path of least,
resistance.
Yeah. I can't fucking talk, dude. I'm having this whiskey and I just, blah, blah,
you're like
Tennessee. Yeah, I am like Lou Holtz. Let me channel my Lou Holtz here.
Well, I don't get brain man cold, but
anyway,
how How come they didn't give us Chaminade odds?
I know, those filthy fucking animals. All right, Chaminade's gonna beat Kansas. Let's go. I actually think because I think there could be value on Gonzaga, but then you see they're lined up with Purdue in the first fucking game. You know what I mean? It's like brutal. It's like, okay, I actually think the play, if you're looking for value, the play is going to be Marquette, I think.
Yeah, 6-1.
I mean, I know they're on Kansas's side, so you kind of want. Actually, no, you probably want Purdue because they're going to get there. I don't know. Tennessee could beat Purdue. Tennessee, it's Rick Barnes in November.
Gonzaga might beat Purdue.
I hate betting on Purdue. Give me Marquette. Marquette's the play. I'm going Marquette on that side of it for the value because Kansas plus 170 is boring. Give me that Marquette action. But folks, like we said, there is a shit ton of tournaments here. Let's head now to I believe this is the Gulf Coast Showcase. This bracket, first off, absolutely beautiful. Whoever did this bracket, compare that to the one before, Noah, really quick. No, compare it. Look, yeah. Okay. Like someone actually had to do a little bit of work here. The next one here, the Gulf Coast one, fucking hilarious.
Microsoft Word.
Yeah, this is like the Windows 95. Just killing it here. So you got a slew of decent teams here. You got Long Beach State, who won at Michigan. They're at plus 300. Hofstra's at plus 250. Wright State, the Raiders, are plus 350. Iona plus 400. Illinois State, the Redbirds, plus 1,000. The Raging Cajuns plus 900. Buffalo plus 2,500. And High Point, the Panthers, plus 3,500. I mean, so I'm looking. I just want to make sure the bracket kind of tells you which way to go. I feel like. I don't like Long Beach getting paired up with Illinois State first. I think that could be a more dangerous game, even though I think Long Beach is a pretty talented team. Remember the letdown spot of them after playing Michigan. I do like Hofstra to destroy Buffalo. I think Hofstra has the easiest route to the championship. They could lose to Louisiana and Wright State, but that's kind of a 50-50 game. I think Hofstra is an easy win against Buffalo. I think Long Beach State, Illinois State's a game. High Point, Iona. No, I'm going to go Hofstra. I think Hofstra is the play. A Flying Dutchman. I just think they have the easiest path to the championship. So, and clearly the odds back that up. So I'm going fucking chalk as shit. All right, if I'm not going chalk, give me. Actually, no. Fuck Hofstra. They're only plus 250. Actually, no. Sprinkle a little bit on Hofstra, and let's go. Let's go Illinois State. Illinois State. Mac, what are you doing here?
10-1. I'm gonna go Iona. Let's go Iona 4-1 here. Getting High Point in the opener. I think they can get that game. I'll say Iona, and then if you want to look on the other side, I don't know. Maybe Louisiana.
They're never consistent to me.
I know. This feels wide open.
Yeah. I think it's Hofstra or the winner of the Long Beach Illinois State game I think can beat High Point or Iona.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Moving along, let's get over to what do we got next? We got the Fort Myers, which is also a place in Florida.
Yes.
The Virginia Cavaliers are plus 140. Wisconsin's plus 205. SMU, the Mustangs, plus 380. The West Virginia Mountaineers plus 550.
Hating on us.
I mean, I like West Virginia to beat SMU. I like Virginia to beat Wisconsin. So the thing is, can West Virginia beat Virginia? But the odds are so much better in West Virginia's favor. Give me the Mountaineers. Let's fucking go.
Morgantown,
well, I don't know what I just did. I don't
That's
know what I just
a fucking
did.
sign. That is a fucking sign.
I don't know what I just did. I don't know what I just did. All right.
That is a sign. Sorry, Mac. Sorry. That's a sign.
Oh, how did Tecmo Bowl get in here? Anyway, West Virginia's got this. Sorry, folks. Enjoy listening to that podcast, people.
That felt like the offseason in a nutshell. I thought we were smooth sailing, and next thing you know, Hugs is done, and then everybody's transferring in and out, and everything's moving in 100 different miles an hour in different directions. Yeah,
I'm drinking over here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Mountaineers are definitely the best value. Fuck SMU. Let's go.
There we go.
Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Morgantown, WP.
And folks, you are 100% correct. Let me just.
Now we got a problem. It's kind of like watching your mother-in-law go off a cliff in a Cadillac. You got mixed feelings.
The chat's asking, what am I drinking? We're working with Basil Hayden, like the second, like it's not the regular Basil Hayden. It's like the next step up, I think. But I don't know what the fuck they're calling this thing. Small batch, some shit like that. Artfully aged, because I'm fucking sophisticated. Let's get
fantastic, by the way.
Yeah. That we're done with them, right, Noah? We can pick games now, right? Let's go. Let's pick games, folks. Anyway, I mean, I feel like you guys know that you know what you get when you sign up for us.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Anyway, let's go. All right, we got Iona High Point tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific.
Ooh.
Iona's laying 4.5. Not so fast. Give me High Point plus the points. What are you doing here, Mac?
I like Iona here in this spot. They've had 10 days off, so I will ride with the Gales.
Do we have a line on Oakland Loyola Marymount? Here we go again. I hate these tournaments because the lines. I got to use like 30 different fucking apps to find the right fucking line.
5.
LMU's laying 5. I take it.
Yes.
Give me Oakland plus the 5. What are you doing here?
I think I lean with you here too. I'll take the points.
Sienna's catching 2.5 against Central Michigan. This game's hilarious.
This game is god awful.
I will lay the 2.5 with CMU just because of that South Florida performance. Don't feel strong about it. What are you doing here?
I'll take the chips.
Let's go. Southern Miss, Cal State Fullerton. Do we have a line on this one?
No, not. I don't see one yet. Chat. Or wait, hold up. I may have one. Let's see this.
The fuck is that?
2.5. 2.5.
Wait. Southern Miss is only laying 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a trap.
It smells like shit, but I'm going in. Give me that Brett Favre blood money. All right, Clarence Weatherspoon's alma mater. Let's ride with it. Southern Miss minus 2.5 is the play. Lock it up. What are you doing here?
I'll take Fullerton because it rigs. I'm not locking it though.
Norfolk State, Florida Gulf Coast, Dunk City. What's that line? Let me know. Long Beach State, Illinois State. Long Beach State's laying 6.5. Letdown spot. They just beat Michigan. Give me the Red Bird plus 6.5. Sprinkle that money line. Fuck it. You want to lock this with me?
Yes. Letdown spot. I love fading teams off the big win.
Missouri Valley represents. Give me the Redbirds plus 6.5. Florida Gulf Coast is laying 6.5 against Norfolk State. Lay it. What are you doing here?
Yeah, definitely gonna lay it. That is gonna be fringe lock. Check the picks page.
UNC Wilmington is heading is laying 4.5 against Murray State. I'll lay the 4.5. What are you doing here?
I'm gonna take the points.
It's a tough one. Milwaukee is laying 4.5 against Stetson. I am locking up my Milwaukee Panthers to get this done. Lock it. What are you doing here?
I'll join you. Let's go. Let's go, Milwaukee. They're the better team.
Panther pride, baby. Let's go. Can I get a line on Drake, Stephen F. Austin, Utah Valley, Cornell, Kennesaw, and Northeastern, please? In the meantime, Tennessee laying 13.5 against Syracuse.
That's a lot of points.
I'm going to lay it. Syracuse sucks. I mean, they're undefeated, but they suck.
Yeah.
Rick Barnes in November, he's a hero. All right. He's a legend. No, not Milwaukee. Drake, Stephen F. Austin, Utah Valley, Cornell, Kennesaw, Northeastern. I need those lines. I'm all over Milwaukee. I'm taking Tennessee minus 13.5. Sounds like Mac is too, correct?
Yeah. I'm going to fade Syracuse. Drake is laying 2.5.
Oh.
I'm going to
Drake, Stephen F. That game is awesome.
I think Drake's better.
I do think Drake is the right side, but I'm not going to lock it. But Moneyline Mac, just come fuck with the Bulldogs. Let's go. Cornell is laying 4.5 against Utah Valley. Nope. Give me Utah Valley plus 4.5. Ride that money line. What are you doing here?
I agree with you here. I'm going to take the points. I think this is a close game that comes down the wire.
I need the Kennesaw Northeastern line. I also need San Jose State Hampton. In the meantime, Cal State Bakersfield's taking on Sac State. Sac State's laying 2.5. I liked Sac State when I saw them against Nevada. Well, I'll lay the 2.5. What are you doing here?
You know, I think Sac State's a lot better. They just got drilled by Tulane. I think Bakersfield is terrible. I'll give that a lock here. Let's lock up Sac State.
Nobody goes into the nest and gets a dub, says Moneyline Mac. Lock it up, Sac State minus 2.5. You know what? I'll join you. Let's go. Let's go.
Sac State.
Go Hornets. Buzz, sting, all that good shit. San Jose State's laying 10 against Hampton.
Perfectly placed line.
Yes. Give me the 10 in Hampton. What are you doing?
Where's this game at? This game is at St. Thomas. I'll take the points as well. I'm with you.
What's that Kennesaw Northeastern line? Did we get that up on there? Did I miss that? Kennesaw is a pick against Northeastern. After watching Kennesaw today, I think Northeastern's going to beat them. Give me Northeastern. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take Northeastern as well. Better coach.
Idaho State's taking on the Citadel. If you bet this game, you're a complete fucking maniac, and I love you. All right. Give me the Citadel minus 1.5. No. Yeah. Give me the Citadel minus 1.5. I hate this game. What are you doing here?
I'll be the maniac. Lock up the Citadel. They're better, man. They've actually looked all right this year. They almost beat NC State, Boston College, and Presbyterian.
You're right. Just give me the Citadel minus 1.5. Let's fucking go. This is for Stump Mitchell, former St. Louis Cardinals. The only Cardinals. Get that Arizona Cardinal bullshit out of here. Let's go. Indiana, Louisville. I need that line. Marshall.
Oh.
Let's do it, right?
This is the one. They're gonna win this one.
What is that money line? I don't have the odds here.
The money line. Where is it? I don't see it. Probably around what? If it's 7, what? Plus 220, 250?
We got to ride with it.
Yeah. They're due, man.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I just said the system plan, playing it all year. Fucking a whiskey or two later, I'm like, no, you know what? They're gonna win. They're gonna win on the money line. Let's go. Louisville plus 7. Ride the money line. Louisiana's laying 1.5 against Wright State. Give me Wright State to knock off the Raging Cajuns. What are you doing here?
Same. I'm with you.
Purdue, Gonzaga. Purdue's laying 5.5. Oh man!
They
Should we
played
lock
last
up
year
Purdue?
in Vegas. I like the Zags. Nobody's gonna pick the Zags.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock up the Zags. Revenge from last year.
I'm not fucking betting
Let's
this.
go.
I'm not betting
Let's
this.
go. Zags
I'm not
outright.
betting this. Yeah.
Zags shocked the world.
To be fair, I mean, not much returns from that Gonzaga team. Everybody returns from this Purdue
Mark
team.
Few, baby.
And I'll be honest with this. Like, I think Purdue's just better all the way around. Like, Gonzaga's backcourt still iffy. Gonzaga might have found their next big man for the next 4 years, but is he going to get baptized by Edey?
Gonzaga's got the better backcourt. They got Nembhard.
No way.
I'll take the Zags.
Purdue with Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer. Come on. Over what Gonzaga's got? Steel Ventures is out.
Hickman.
No. Hickman,
you know what?
No.
Give me Gonzaga in the points.
Oh my God.
It's a one possession game.
I'm not locking this. I'm not, but you're locking this?
Oh yeah, Zags, baby. Revenge game.
You got a little bulldog parlay going there. Citadel. Don't you have a third bulldog play? You have Citadel, Gonzaga.
Drake. Yeah. Drake, Citadel,
God.
Zags. Let's go, baby.
Fucking Moneyline Mac's gonna buy a bulldog tomorrow night.
I like that big man too, Braden Huff. He's got a chance.
All right, let's bet Gonzaga. Rob's in the chat, pressuring me. I'm a firm believer in peer pressure. Oh, and this, let's go there. Let's fucking go there. Where the hell is my music?
Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty will stay together through thick or thin.
Gonzaga plus 5.5. Ride the motherfucking money line. All right.
Let's go, baby.
I need the line on Marshall, Florida International. If anyone out there can hit me with that, and Fordham, Kent State, as well as Georgia Southern and ECU. Austin P is taking on Tarleton State. Tarleton State's laying 2.5.
I think we should lock this.
Tarleton, right?
Yes. Billy Gillespie.
Awful loss too, right?
Yeah, this is one of our other system plays. Patino, Gillespie, those kind of guys always take them off a loss.
Let's go. Tarleton State minus 2.5 against the Governors. We have that Marshall FIU line. ECU's laying 11.5. That can't be right. That can't be fucking right. They have 3 guys out. I'll take Southern in the points.
I'll lay it. Let's go. Bounce back.
All right. Give me my Pirates. Fordham, Kent State. Need that line. Also, do we have the Marshall line anywhere?
Colby, it's been on the screen for the last 2 minutes.
Where?
Oh, it's Rob has it. It's on the screen.
Fuck. Oh, the actual screen. Okay, I'm in the chat looking for it. Marshall plus 2.5 against the Airport. I'm all over Marshall. Give me Marshall on the money line.
I like Marshall here as well. FIU, fool's gold.
Florida State's laying 3.5 against UNLV.
Oh, this game's fucked up.
You saying the spread's off?
Just these two teams. I mean, rich history. Both have laid eggs so far this year, but Leonard Hamilton just got drilled by 30. We got to take Florida State here, don't we?
So we get our kicks doing the Seminole rap. We are the Seminoles of Florida State. We know we're good, some say we're great. Our goal is simple, best in the land. Rocking to the beat of the Modest Cheese Band on Saturday night.
Give me, yes, the Seminoles.
Lock it up.
I'm with you.
Let's go.
UNLV just played like in Malibu right by my house. Let's go. Fordham, Kent State. Do we have that line? Is that in here? I don't even fucking know. Did someone give me that line? I hate this time of year. I love the tournaments, but the line searching's a motherfucker.
Kent's laying 5.
Give me Fordham.
I think Kent's gonna drill them. I'm gonna lock up Kent State again.
Whew.
They're not gonna let me down again.
Moneyline Mac riding with the Golden Flashes. Wisconsin is catching 3.5 against UVA. No, give me UVA minus 3.5. Lock it up. Tony Bennett. His dad coached at Wisconsin. This is a personal game. Let's go. What are you doing here?
Doesn't this game have to come down to the wire? Virginia, Wisconsin?
I think Virginia can score better than normal.
I'm not locking Wisconsin, but I'm going to take Wisconsin.
George Mason, I need that line with South Dakota State. In the meantime, the moving company Riders catching 2.5 at Stony Brook. Give me Stony Brook minus 2.5. What are you doing here?
I'll take Stony Brook as well.
Morehead State's catching 4.5 against Bellarmine. Give me Morehead State with the points. Yeah. Money line. Does this reek? This reeks, right?
Why is Bellarmine fucking leg points? This is ridiculous. I'm going to dive into it. Morehead over less head. Let's go. Lock up the Eagles.
I'm not going to lock it. I'm not going to lock it, but you can. Morehead State plus 4.5. South Dakota State's catching 2.5 against George Mason. Give me the Jackrabbits. What are you doing here?
I'll take the Jackrabbits as well.
Charleston Southern is getting 3.5 at Bethune-Cookman. Reggie Theus. He doesn't have time for your bullshit. He's going to lay the 3.5 with Bethune-Cookman. They get it done. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, lay it. This actually could be fringe lock. Check the picks page.
Howard is catching 3.5 against Bryant. Bryant just had a gigantic win, but Martelli, I can trust. I'm laying the 3.5 against Howard. What are you doing here?
I'm taking Howard. I hate the spot for Bryant.
North Carolina Central getting 3.5 against Campbell. Wrong team favored. Give me North Carolina Central and Lavelle Moten. You see, he covered for me the other night. Covered for me and fought hard, man. Give me the 3.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna take Lavelle Moten as well.
Southern Indiana is catching 3.5 against Bucknell. Fuck out of here. They're better than Bucknell. That's another money line play. Take the Screaming Eagles. What are you doing here?
Yeah, lock up the Screaming Eagles.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. Wrong team favored.
I'm with you. Give me the Screaming Eagles here. Let's go. Sam Houston State is only laying 1.5 against Troy. Somebody make this make sense.
Yeah, this line reeks. Sam Houston's not bad.
That's what I'm saying. They just almost beat Ole Miss.
And they almost beat Oklahoma State the game before that as well. It is a nice spot. I mean, the only thing is it's their 4th road game in a row. So
I'm not going to bet it because it stinks like fucking high heaven. But give me Sam Houston.
Yeah, Courtney loves it this game.
Delaware State is getting 1.5 against NJIT.
Oh, wrong. I'm going to continue again.
I'm going to continue to ride our Hornets. Let's go Delaware State. Let's go.
Yes.
St. Joe's. Oh, I'm not locking it. You're a maniac.
No, wrong team favored.
Moneyline Mag is locking it up.
My team.
St. Joe's is catching 16 at Kentucky. I will lock this. Give me St. Joe's plus 16 against Kentucky, coming off that embarrassing loss. That's a great spot. What are you doing here?
I think Kentucky might drill them. I'm
St. Joe's just got upset, dude.
I just don't think St. Joe's is that good, though.
I don't think Kentucky's that good. I think that was just one game against Kansas. They're not getting up for St. Joe's.
I will. I'll take the points with you. I'm not locking it though.
Oh, that's a lock. That is a fucking lock, buddy. UMass Lowell is laying 5.5 against St. Peter's.
This line reeks.
Give me St. Peter's. Something doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock St. Pete's. This makes no sense. St. Pete's gonna win the game. This is a letdown spot for Lowell.
I'm with you. I'm not gonna lock it, but
let's go.
Yeah. UConn in Texas. What's that line? I need that line. I also need the line.
5.5.
I will lock up the UConn Huskies minus 5.5. It's a home game for them. What are you doing here?
You know, it does stink a little bit because Texas is coming off that disappointing game, but UConn's better right now, and they're at home. Give me the Huskies. Lock it up.
Easy play. Central Arkansas is catching 3.5 against Southeast Missouri State. Give me SEMO minus 3.5. They look like shit this year, though. What are you doing here?
I'll take SEMO. SEMO money.
Hofstra's laying 9.5 against Buffalo. Lay it. What are you doing here?
I'll take the points. I don't have a lot of good feel here, though.
Utah State Akron. Anyone got that line?
This is a good game.
It is a good game. It is a really
Utah
good game.
Utah State's good again under Danny Sprinkle.
Yeah. He's a good coach. New Orleans is catching 12.5 against Oklahoma State. I will lay the 12.5. This is a get right spot for OK State. Actually, I could be talking to a lock here.
Yeah. Oklahoma State, they're beating up on these shit teams. I'll lock up the Cowboys. Buy low spot.
Let's go. Akron's only laying 1 against Utah State.
Oof.
Give me Utah State to get the dub.
Same. I'll be on Utah State.
UTSA is laying 6.5 against Houston Baptist.
My boys.
Give me the points. What are you doing here?
I'll take the points at Sharp Gym.
Oregon is laying 21.5 against Florida A&M. Lay it. We should probably lock this, right?
Is Florida A&M on that tour right now? They're coming from Gainesville, where before they were at Nebraska. They were in Omaha. Oregon doesn't have really a look ahead on deck either.
No, we're locking this. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm with
quack, 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 quack. Let's go. Stonehill is getting 9.5 against Texas A&M Commerce. Get the fuck out of here with the Stonehill stuff. Give me Commerce minus the points all day. What are you doing here?
That's too many points for them to lay. Give me Stonehill.
Colorado's laying 9.5 against Richmond.
This game's in Daytona.
Look out, just watch him go down to Buffalo.
Give me the Buffs minus the points. I could be talking to a lock here. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take the Spiders here. They usually keep these games close.
I need the line for Abilene and Missouri State. West Virginia is catching 2.5 against SMU. Fuck out of here with this SMU shit. I will lock up West Virginia. You'll always be home, sweet home to me. What are you doing here?
I'll join you. I think we'll get it done. We'll grind it out. Let's go down here.
Morgantown, you'll always be home, sweet home to me.
I need the Charlotte UCF game as well. So Abilene Christian is getting 3 against Missouri State. Give me Abilene Christian. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm on Abilene again. I've been impressed with them, other than the Prairie View loss.
Green Bay is catching 11.5 at Montana State. Give me the points. What are you doing here?
I'll take the points.
Charlotte is getting 3.5 against UCF. Give me Charlotte money line.
I think Charlotte might win this game. I'll take the points here.
I also need the line on Mississippi Valley State, Santa Clara. So my final line that I need from you filthy people out there. Navy is getting 6.5 against San Diego and Steve Lavin. I'm never taking Navy again after watching them the other night. At least I'm never going to bet on them. But give me the 6.5 in the midshipman. What are you doing here?
Same. I'll take the points.
Bradley's laying 1.5 against Tulane. This game's pretty underrated.
Very underrated.
I'll take Bradley minus 1.5, but this game's good, man. This is a good game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm going to be on Bradley, and I'm going to lock Bradley. I trust that culture. I think they're going to get it done against Tulane. Tougher team.
Moneyline Max saying Braves on the warpath. Let's go. Lock up Bradley. North Dakota is catching 5.5 at Pacific. Get the fuck out of here. I'm laying 5.5 with Pacific. I could be talking to a lock with Pacific here.
This line, I hate laying points with Pacific though. Even North Dakota, I do not bet this game.
UCLA Marquette, final game of the evening. Marquette's laying 5.5. Lock it up for me. Lay the 5.5. UCLA looks like ass so far this year. What are you doing here?
Yeah, all over Marquette here. Much better team, tougher team, older team.
Lock it. And by the way, I want more action. Give me Pacific minus 5.5 against North Dakota. Fuck out of here with this Fighting Hawk bullshit. Rob Donaldson says Cal UTEP at midnight. Is that accurate? I don't have that. Why am I not getting that on my schedule here?
I don't see it either. Pulling it up. No, it's the last game I have listed is Marquette. Let me go to Tuesday.
Cal UTEP is 9:30 tomorrow, right? The fuck's you talking about?
Let me Google this.
I don't understand this. I'm getting that as a Tuesday to Wednesday night game. I'm sorry, a Monday night to Tuesday night game.
Same.
Anyway, folks, look, our locks to recap as we almost hit the 2-hour mark. I am on Southern Miss minus 2.5 against Fullerton. I am on Illinois State plus 6.5. Ride that money line. I'm on Milwaukee minus the points against Stetson. I am on. The fuck else did we take? I'm on Louisville. I can't believe I'm saying this. Louisville money line and take the +7 to cover your ass. I am also going to ride Florida State minus 3.5 against UNLV. Virginia minus 3.5 against Wisconsin. Let's also ride the likes of Maine. I should take Central. Let me think about that. Check the picks page on that one. Also locking up St. Joe's plus 16 at Kentucky. I'm locking up UConn minus the points against Texas. I am locking up Oklahoma State minus 12.5 against New Orleans. Oregon minus 21.5 against Florida A&M. I forgot to cover the South Carolina State Tulsa game. Tulsa's laying 15.5, by the way. I like laying the points there. No, fucking South Carolina State sucks, but I'm not betting that. That's not part of my locks. I will also lock up West Virginia getting 2.5. I think I saw a 3 out there earlier too. Also going to lock up Pacific minus the points against North Dakota, as well as Marquette on the island. As you know, folks. Mac, fire away with your locks.
Yep, and I'm going to lead it off. I'm going to lock up the Gales to start today. So get some action, get some breakfast locks going. Give me the Gales over High Point, lay the points. Illinois State, letdown spot for Long Beach. I'll take the points there. I'm jumping on Milwaukee against Stetson with you. Here comes one of my Bulldogs, Drake against Stephen F. Austin, better team. Sac State, baby, against Bakersfield. The Citadel, Bulldogs against Idaho State. We're going to do it. Louisville.
I'll join you on the Citadel. Sorry,
let's go.
Continue.
Let's go, Citadel. Louisville, sprinkle some on the money line against Indiana. Can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. Zags, baby, in the spotlight game. Take the points, sprinkle some on the money line. I think that's a one-possession game against Purdue. Tarleton against the Governors of Austin Peay. Florida State bounce back against Vegas here. Kent State as well bounce back against Fordham. Moorhead is a more athletic team. I'll take I think they'll win the game outright against Bellarmine. Southern Indiana against Bucknell. Wrong team favored. People keep disrespecting.
I'll ride that one too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
People keep disrespecting my Delaware State Hornets. Wrong team favored against NJIT. I'm going to add Bethune-Cookman against Charleston Southern. Let's go. Get some MEAC going here and SWAC action on Monday night. I'll take the Jackrabbits against George Mason. Abilene Christian, that's been my team. I'm going to add them against Missouri State. Game that reeks. I'm going to take St. Peter's against UMass Lowell. Lay it with the UConn Huskies in a home game at the Garden. OK State bounce back against New Orleans. Quack quack against FAMU. Bradley against Tulane. And let's go Mount Mama. Let's go Mountaineers. Get it done against SMU Mustangs. Let's go, baby.
Let's fucking go. And shout out to Rob and Tommy that watched Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Tommy, you passed out during it? Rob, that's a fucking classic. That's a nail biter. I don't understand. You must have just had too many things going on or something, because that's one. I don't think I've ever fell asleep during that movie. Folks, Noah, give me your locks, buddy. Don't just hide behind the screen.
Oh, and I got Marquette. I forgot to say that too.
Yeah, Marquette.
I'm a bit unorganized tonight. I was line chasing for you the whole show, so I'll just settle with giving out some plus money plays. We're gonna take you to the Maui Invitational. I like Tennessee plus 300 in that one. I think they get a relatively easy opponent in Syracuse. Like, granted, it's Maui, things happen, but I think Tennessee is able to get through Syracuse, and then I think Rick Barnes' defense actually causes some fits in that Purdue backcourt, because I have Purdue beating Gonzaga. And give me that mess against Kansas. I think you can get like a coin flip in that game. I think honestly, like, that spread's only going to be like a -4 to Kansas, and then you're riding a plus 300 money line there. And this one's a stone cold lock for me. Virginia plus 140 in that Gulf Coast Invitational or Classic or whatever they're calling it. Virginia grabs Wisconsin in game one. I think they're both. I think they're both the same kind of team, and Virginia's got a much better offense from what I've seen so far this season. And I think they just roll West Virginia or SMU, especially after audio technical difficulties that we had during the West Virginia song. I think it's just bad luck spilling in the Gulf Coast there for the Mountaineers. So I love that plus 140 price on Virginia. I've already hit that.
I hope I get a piece of the Wahoos.
Dacon wants to know about a UConn Marquette parlay.
I like it. Big East.
Yeah, it's pretty good parlay. I kind of like that one.
I thought Mac liked his Bulldog parlay.
I like the Bulldogs too.
And by the way, yeah, the Bulldog parlay is good. Cal UTEP is tomorrow. That's tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Why do I see multiple different times on this?
I think it's tricking the East Coasters, all the TMZers that are going to be asleep for the game. So I think they're listing it at November 21st or whatever, but it's actually 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m. East time.
So right when we start.
Do we have a line on that game right now?
Yes, it's -2 for UTEP. They're laying 2 against Cal.
I'll take. Wait, where's this game at? Hawaii?
No.
Why the fuck is it so late then?
Give me Cal. I want to know where the game's at, though.
SoCal Challenge. It is.
Shit, I should go. Is this in San Luis Obispo?
Why is mine not popping up on
San Juan Capistrano?
That's tomorrow night at 9:30.
Yeah, we're gonna be live, Colby. You can't go to it.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I told this show to get fucked. I'm joking, folks. Look, folks,
you're gonna tell 240 people in here that were live with us tonight to get fucked.
Well, yeah, 100%, especially if they don't hit the like button. Folks, it's the holidays coming up. Do you think we're taking a night off? No. Guess what? Perfect with your mashed potatoes and leftover fucking turkey is the college basketball experience. We're here every single
Thursday Thanksgiving slate is fire, by the way.
Yeah. So, folks, what are you doing? We're not taking nights off. The day before Thanksgiving is the second biggest drinking night in America. Believe it or not, it historically, I don't know about every year, but it was more of a drinking day than St. Patty's. Believe it or not. New Year's being number one. Guess what we're doing? I mean, we're gonna be drinking, but we're doing a show because we don't just throw in the towel. We're working overtime each and every day for you, folks. Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. Noah Bieniek's on Twitter at Noah B77_. I'm on Twitter at @Colby Dant. Follow away, whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't really care. All right, let's be honest. Follow away if you want. I'm not going to lose 1 ounce of sleep, but I got to play that game, right? Give us a follow. No, but I do want you to subscribe. All right. Yeah. Because that really helps us. Subscribe, youtube.com/The College Experience. Hop on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. That always helps too. So do all that. It's the hub for all of our shows. I'm back tomorrow with the college football experience and the college basketball experience. Mac, when's your Big 12 show next?
We're gonna sneak one in tomorrow with some basketball. See? So yep.
We don't fucking stop. All right. We're working overtime. We love this shit and we appreciate each and everybody listening, whether you're in the chat or whether you're on the audio side. You just listen to a 2-hour college basketball podcast. All right. How about that? All right, folks. Look, also check out the Sports Gambling Podcast and see you tomorrow morning. We're talking college basketball on the Sports Gambling Podcast early in the morning. Until next time, this is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins, over the ledge and ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a brighter day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit, and I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I'm doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't wanna be, ain't from the crew but I'm honorary. Liquid, solar sad, psycho harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steel. Type of warrior's ill, so true to my sound, but